said, Danielle, don't play with me, girl. Don't play. Because you know I'll come over there real quick. Hello? Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Trinity Sierra here. If you like this video, make sure you like it at the end, give it a thumbs up, make sure you comment and let me know what you want to see next. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, make sure you click subscribe and then click the bell next to it so you turn the notifications on, so when my next videos drop, you are the first to know. Because you clicked on this video, you want to know like what happened to me. What happened to why I had a horror story with Apple, the new iPhone XS Max. Well, let me get to the story. My husband and I, we wanted the iPhone XS Max when they dropped. We already are on two different other phone companies. I'm with Verizon and my husband's with Sprint. So because we are trying to merge together and merge like all of our accounts in one, we decided let's start getting a phone line together. And with that, we started looking through like the different companies like AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, Boost Mobile. Well, that wasn't really an option, but I'm just throwing that out there for us. So we really were invested in AT&T. We went to the store like 4 or 5 times throughout the month. We went on our vacation in Pittsburgh. If you did not already see that video, make sure you click the video before this to see what we did. As we were looking through different phone companies, we decided we wanted to go to AT&T. They had the best deals. We knew that we were going to have them for the long run. And so me and my husband, we took a trip to our AT&T store up the street. While we were at AT&T, we were talking to this guy named Matt. I'm gonna call him Matt. Matt showed us on the phones, he showed us on the service, and we were very invested in it. And I told my husband, I said, hey, like Trey, like I think this would be great for us, and he agreed. So we were like, hey, we wanted to get the new phone when they dropped. At the time, they were like, well, the phones haven't dropped yet, and we haven't actually got the drop date that Apple's going to drop the new phones yet, so we can't get you enrolled and then pre-order that just yet. But if you start the process and start that account, you can get another phone and then upgrade 2 years from now. We said absolutely not. We said, you know what, it drops September 12th, but we're going to wait for Apple to announce the drop and then we're going to come back and get the phone. While we were in Pittsburgh, Apple did drop and let everyone know that, hey, the phones are coming out, you can pre-order on the 14th, they'll be here on the 21st. So my husband and I, we decided to go back to the store and say, hey, we want to open up an account. And we met with this representative, and I'm going to call her Danielle. We met with Danielle, and Danielle was like, you guys, I got you guys, like, here's my number, let's talk numbers, and I'll let you know, like, what you have to do. And we said, okay. While we were in Pittsburgh, Danielle had texted Trey and she said, hey, if you guys wanted the phones, like let me know and I can hold 2 for you guys. And he was like, okay. And we don't know the policy. We don't know how this service is. We don't know what AT&T is supposed to do. And so because we don't know the policy, we're just going with the flow. So we're like, okay, great. Like, thanks for holding them for us. She said, no problem. So while we're on the trip, she's still texting him and she's like, hey, and by the way, if you come to the store, I can pre-order them for you. I'll throw in Apple Watches for you guys. So me and Trey are looking like, of course we want the Apple Watches. So we'll take the Apple Watches on top of the phones. So she didn't tell us that that would actually be more until we got to the store. So when we got to the store, we were like, hey, like this is what we want. She was like, I can do it for you guys, but it's too late to pre-order. If we pre-order now, phones won't get here until mid-October. Because the first pre-order have already been sent out and they'll be here on the 21st of September. And if you end up pre-ordering now, like it won't be here until October. So that was strike one, because my husband and I, we talked about it and she already said, come in these 2 days only, I'll pre-order them and they'll be here Friday. So we said, okay, we won't worry about that. We'll come back and get the phone. So she said, just come back here first thing in the morning on Friday, and we will give you guys the phones, and I'll hold them for you. So I said, okay, bet. She said, okay, so are you going to have any protection for the phone? Like, what are you going to do? And I was like, oh, I'll end up getting a phone case through Best Buy because, you know, I have a credit with them anyways. I have rewards. I'll get it through them because it's cheaper. Danielle was like, yeah, just bring me cash. I'll ring up the accessories for you, and then I'll throw in, you can always get your accessories 35% off for the rest of your time with AT&T. She was like, you can get up to 20 years. So now I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds good. But I still don't know if I'm going to buy it from her. So when I get home, I tell my husband, I'm like, yeah, Troy, like, I'm not getting that from her because it sounds like a scheme. And he said, yeah, I think she's trying to take money from you. Like, I think she's trying to give you a discount while also keeping money in return. So I said, yeah, I'm not going with that. I'm not dealing with her. I wake up at 6 a.m. Friday morning. And she's like, I'll be here at 8. The store opens at 8. Well, it might open at 10. I'll let you know. So I said, okay. So I'm up at 6 a.m. in the morning because I'm anxious. I'm ready to get the phone. And I tell my husband, I'm like, hey, like, I know you're busy, so I'll take Nyla, but I gotta get up and, you know, I gotta pump this milk because I can't breastfeed in public. I can, but I choose not to because I know it's gonna be busy, and I don't want to deal with, you know, Nyla not getting her food, me trying to do too much, Nyla crying, going crazy, spazzing out on me in front of everyone, and I'm sitting here trying to act like I'm more worried about the phone when I'm trying to rush out of the store. Didn't want to deal with that, so I woke up, I pumped, I made sure everything was packed, and then I started to, like, breathe and think about it some more, and I'm like, okay, like, this is the day I'm getting my phone. I'm getting my new phone. Because I had the iPhone 7 for the past 2 years. I didn't upgrade. I usually upgrade after my contract is over. About 8:50, I'm getting in the car. She said, be the first one here. Be here at 9:20 if you can, because I'm going to be here at 8 o'clock. Now, AT&T does not open until 10 o'clock, but she just wanted me to make sure I was there because I haven't pre-ordered the phones, and we really needed to be there first because it might have been hectic. I'm packing Nyla up, we're getting in the car, we're driving to AT&T, and I'm just praying, like, God, if it's for us, let it be for us, let it be there, and let everything be okay. I did not stop by the bank, I did not get cash because I knew I wasn't going to feed into what in my heart was wrong. And so I went to AT&T, I sat in the parking lot, and I texted her. I said, hey, like, I'm here. And she said, well, I think they're already open. So when I looked at the door said, if you have pre-ordered, you're able to come in. If not, the store opens at 10. It's 9:25. I'm not really worried. I'm not tripping. So I'm like, I can pump some more. I'll feed her if she's hungry. And then by the time it opens, like, we're good. So time has passed. It's now 10 o'clock. I get out the car. I take Nyla in. I sit down with Danielle. And Danielle was like, hey, do you have all the info? And I said, we're actually not transferring our numbers. We're going to get new numbers. And she said, oh my gosh. Thank you for making my life so much easier. So I'm looking like, The entire week, she was saying, you guys can keep your same area codes because my husband's from Pittsburgh and I'm from Georgia. So we wanted to keep what's normal for us, what we grew up with. We can keep the same zip codes. All we needed to do was have like 4 steps that we go through to get our numbers sent over. So the entire week, she was just reassuring us it was going to work, reassuring us it was okay. So I said, she seems a little relieved, a little too relieved for this to have worked. So I said, yes, we're going to keep the same numbers and let's go forward. So Danielle walks and she goes to the safe. And when she gets to the safe, she looks through the phones and she comes back and she stands at the door and she's like, you are going to hate me. I was like, what's going on? Instantly, my heart dropped. And she's like, actually, we only have one space gray iPhone XS Max in 64 gigs. Danielle, what do you mean? Oh, what do you mean? She was like, I know. I'm so sorry. I know you and Trey have been, telling me. I know I was going to put it on hold. I know I was going to put it aside for you guys. But honestly, like, I cannot find, we don't have it in store. We only have once and over. So, at first, I was ready to go in. I was ready to go ham because now I got my baby here. I got the milk pumped. I've been up since 6 o'clock. I've been anxious. I'm ready to get my hands on my phone. I'm ready to just enjoy playing with it, learning it. And my husband's like away at school running Worship Collective. And I'm sitting here like trying to text him and let him know what's going on. And I was like, I can probably order them for you guys, but other than that, I don't know what to do. So instantly I said, Danielle, like, you got to do something better than that because we've been talking to you for about a month now. You assured us it was going to be here. You said you were going to put them on hold for us. Like, what's going on? Because now I'm irritated. And I voiced my irritation to let her know this is not going to go well between us. As a mother, you're always balancing things, and I feel like I've balanced everything up until now because I knew everything was going to work out, and now I can't see any other like path, any other direction. All I see is like red because you guys, if you only knew I only got 2 hours of sleep. So I said, well, Danielle, can you look at other stores? Can you see like who else has it? And she said, yeah, I can see. But then there's other representative chimed in and was like, yeah, no, like this guy just came from this other store and said everyone's sold out. So Danielle goes on her company website. She's looking, she's calling places. Well, actually, she's not. She's just looking through the inventory, I guess, at other stores. She said, yeah, no, but I can order them for you. So I'm trying to see why she's so persistent on trying to get this sale, but I didn't realize that they work off a commission, so they have to secure the sale. So I'm like, you know what? I'm texting Trey, and Trey's like, I trust you. I am pissed, but I trust you. We've been working with them, but I trust you. And I'm like, yeah, babe, I got this. I said, I didn't come here for a reason. Go ahead, give me the 64 gigs, and we can order his phone. At that same time, I realized that because I had the iPhone 7, I had 128 gigs, and I was already paying for more storage. And if I got the 64 gigs, what do you think would have happened? You know what? I'm not going to deal with that. Just order the phones. So she's like, okay, great. And you know what? For your inconvenience, I'm going to throw $300 on your credit for you so you can use that in the upcoming billing cycles. I'm like, great. But by this time, my mood has changed. I'm not happy. I'm just sitting here like, okay. She's like, yeah, so I'm so sorry, but I can do this and that. And I'm like, okay. Because now I'm holding Nyla. I'm holding my daughter in my hand. I'm bouncing her. She's looking around. So many people are talking to me. They're asking me about her. They're saying she's adorable. But all I can think about is how I've been up since 6 o'clock, wasting my time preparing for this, and the phones aren't even here. So I asked her, I said, hey, like, did you guys set phones? Did you guys still set your phones aside? Because since I worked there, she was letting me know everything. She was like, yeah, I'm going to put my phones aside. So Danielle was also pretty sketchy because when I was there, she was telling me everything. Like, me and my husband were very lovable people. We're easy to talk to. So Danielle was like, yeah, I'm going to put my phone aside. When the phones come in, I'm going to put my phone aside. I know the other employees here, they're setting their phones aside, and we're going to purchase them or get them at the end of the day. And so She let me know that. I think that's illegal because the customer should come first. 2, because she was talking about giving us more credit and giving us the employee discount, and something was just off. My wheels are turning, and I'm like, hey Danielle, did y'all set the phones aside yet? And she was like, what are you talking about? I said, oh, well, earlier this week you said that you were going to put your phone aside. She said, oh no, we can't do that. There was only one sent to us. I know Danielle was lying, because then I would have started making a scene in the store. And I was about to be like, give me the phone that you put aside for yourself, and I'm going to take that. Give me the other employee's phone, because I'm going to take that, because I'm the first one at the store. And so she's like, no, we can't do that. We don't have any phones in the back besides that one. So I said, okay, Danielle. All right. So I let it go by. I said, okay, let's order them. I was going through the process. She was letting me pick out the phone, the area code. And then by that time, she was like looking really hard at her tablet. So I'm trying to look too, like what's going on. She's like, October 5th. Oh no, that won't happen. So she looked back up. She was like, I can guarantee that you will have your phones next Friday. It usually ships between 3 to 5 business days, so your phone will be here next Friday, or by next Friday. Look in the mail and it should be here. So I looked back at her. I'm like, are you sure it's going to be here? She said yes. I said, okay, Danielle. So I'm waiting for her to get everything done. She's getting all the paperwork finished. And I said, hey, like, where's my receipt? And she was like, oh, you don't have a receipt. I said, sis, where's my receipt? She said, no, like, you'll have everything sent to your email. I'm a paper type of female, so I need my receipt. She said, well, check your email, you should have it. So I checked my email, I saw something was set up. So I said, okay, you know what, I got the account information, that's fine. She said yes. So she was like, I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. You're going to have 35% off for life on everything you buy. You're going to have a 300 credit on top of the 120 credit added to your account. And you're going to have your phone by next Friday, September, I think the 28th. I said, okay, Danielle. So I grabbed my things, I grabbed my daughter, and we get back in the car. So when Trey got home, Trey was like, so what happened? And I kind of gave him the breakdown. But then during the process, I checked my email, and everything was kind of looking a little suspicious. Actually, I'll read it to you guys. It says like the price breakdown, the area codes we wanted, but it says expected shipment date is between 9/28 and 10/5. So I text Danielle and I say, hey, like, you said our phone should be here by next Friday, but now it's saying the shipment date. It's not saying when it's going to be coming in. It's saying when it should be shipped out. And it's a guess. It's a guess. So I remembered in the store, she said, oh no, it can't be October 5th. That's not going to work. And then she guaranteed it should be here next Friday, or like before, 3 to 5 business days. So I texted her, I said, hey Danielle, like you told me in the store it should be here next Friday, but I got this email saying it shouldn't be shipped until such and such. She said, oh, well, it didn't give me a date actually, so I'm not really familiar with that. I'm so sorry because I didn't get a date. I said, sis, I know I'm not a tech geek. I don't know what's going on, but I do know that every time something gets shipped, it lets you know when it's going to be shipped. And so that was lie number 1. Lie number 2, I asked her a few other things. I don't remember right now, but she just lied about that too. So I said, okay, sis, thanks. Everything just sounded a little fishy. I knew I was being scammed. I knew that she just wanted to close the sale. So then we decide, let's call Best Buy in Roanoke. So we call Best Buy in Roanoke, and it's an hour away, and they're like, oh yeah, we have the phone, no problem. When I say Trey looked at me like, babe, like get in the car, we got in the car so quick, strapped Nyla down, and we headed out in the same second. So on the way to Best Buy, Trey and I were starting to pray, and I literally was like, God, like if this is for us, let it be for us. Don't let the door close. I know that all the trial and tribulation I've been through today, I know I was dealing with a schemer earlier, like just let it be there. And if it's not, we're going to be okay. It's getting ordered. It'll be here in October. So by the time we got there, we were greeted by this one female who set us up with a guy at the Geek Squad, and he was very like thorough with the process, because they were really just uncovering everything that was happening to me and Trey in this whole process. So I said, hey, like we already have, you know, the AT&T service set up. We just need the phones because we ordered them, and my representative Danielle said they were nowhere in stock, and it so happened that you guys have them. So we able to cancel our order and just pick up the phones here. Abby said, yeah, sure, no problem. So I said, okay, bet. So Abby gets the phone, and she puts them on the counter, and Michael's like, so what's the account under? I say it's under my social, gave him the social, he put it in. He said, okay. So he got the zip code, and he put it in. He said, is it under a different number? I said, Michael, I have the email. I don't think it's under a different number. So he said, I can't find your account. What do you mean? What do you mean you can't find my account? Because I just set the account up. I just went through it for 2 hours at the store. What do you mean? And Michael's like, yeah, I can't find the account. I don't know what's going on. It's not coming up. He said, is there any chance you made it under a business account? A business account is different than a personal. But no. So I look at Trey, and Trey looks back at me, and he's like, you know what, babe, figure it out, because Nyla's now waking up. I gotta go feed her and change her. I said, okay. So he goes outside, and I'm like, I don't think it's under a business account, but honestly, like our representative at the AT&T store was so sketchy, I have actually no idea. So he said if it's under a business account, it's going to be more trickier, and we can't touch that. So they looked it up. Somehow they lo and behold, it was under a business account. So Abby explained, when it's under a business account, that's a completely different than a personal account. It runs everything different. The payment is different. Like everything's different. Now I don't know how true that is, but I just went from a sketchy representative to someone who's really just trying to get the phones to us and is trying to help us. So I said, well, I don't know. I know she had me pay $132 sales tax for the phones. And then Abby looks back at me and she says, she what? I said, yeah, I paid $132 for the phones. She said, yeah, who is this person? I said, the AT&T representative at the store. And she's like, wait, hold on. Like, let me see what you're talking about. Like, let me text my boss because he's the owner over those stores. I was like, ooh. Was not trying to get this girl in trouble, but I already said too much. So I said, yeah, I don't know nothing about that. I ain't trying to get this girl fired. Well, I don't think she needs to work there, but I'm not trying to get her fired. So I said, well, that was my experience. I did pay sales tax. And Abby was like, well, you weren't supposed to because you didn't actually have the phones. I said, boop, 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 boop. Cancel order. The money got refunded in the same second. The order was canceled. And Abby explained, yeah, so Danielle actually, she was basically kind of scamming you because she charged you for the phone. She put you in her business account because in the tail end, that will give her a bigger bonus. business accounts, they have unlimited lines, whereas personals, they only have like 1 line, 2 line, 3 lines, 4 lines for a set cost. But because it's a business line, they get a bigger paycheck at the end. They get a bigger bonus, and their commission off of 2 brand new iPhones that are priced at $1,200 a piece. The girl was getting money. I mean, I ain't mad at her. She was about to rack up. She was trying to compensate us, but she was also just really looking out for herself. So she kind of scammed us, and what they also said was, Michael was saying, if Apple found out that we were basically, or Apple or AT&T, I can't remember, if they found out that we weren't actually employees and we were kind of getting a discounted balance, they would come for us in the end and make us pay the difference. Danielle could have been fired, she would be long gone, and we'd be stuck with it. I said, oh, absolutely not. He said, yeah. So I'm just explaining what could have happened to you guys. I'm glad you guys are out of that. Like, don't ever go back to that store. Deal with us from that one, because we will never scam you. We don't get commission here. And that's just that. I don't know how true that is, because some people do get commission, I think. But I'm not sure, but whatever. The XS Max, if you guys can see the phone. It's a 6.5 inch screen. I really think it's great. Like I said, I had the iPhone 7 before. This is the case I got. It's actually Kate Spade. So compared to the iPhone 7, it's way bigger in size. And then, I mean, in comparison, this camera is way better. I think it's bigger. I like the emojis where we have our own avatars. I really enjoy it. I think the text is easier to read. The Face ID, even though it's part of the 10X, like, it's incredible. I just enjoy how fast it runs. I did not charge my phone since yesterday. I got the phone yesterday at 5 o'clock. That's the battery life. So overall, I really enjoyed, getting this phone. I enjoy it. I'm still trying to work everything out. I just got it yesterday. I think the launch was incredible. I think everything about Apple is great. Like, I love Apple. Don't get me wrong. I just had a very bad experience. And that's all I can say. So if you guys enjoyed this video, like it, give it a thumbs up, comment in the section below, share your experience, let me know what happened to you, and subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed. Bye!